Alright, what is going on, everyone? DSP here, and welcome to the weekend preview for Sunday, April 9th, 2017. I actually was not expecting to do the weekend preview tonight. I was thinking I was going to try to cram it in tomorrow, but it just so happens that Leanna and I, after having a day out today, got home a little bit earlier. I asked her, gee, would it be alright if, I run in the office and try to get this done tonight? She didn't mind, so I said, great, because in particular, ladies and gentlemen, today we got some news. Not only am I going to be covering the upcoming week of gaming for you here in this video, which is obviously very important in the subject matter of the video, but also, of course, all a buzz on social media and everything today. I got engaged. I proposed to Leanna. She accepted. So as of today, officially, we are engaged. And of course, this just led to a bunch of speculation and questions, and everyone wants me to talk a little bit about it, to give a little bit more detail about how all this went down, and or, is there going to be a wedding or whatever, because the bottom line is, there's a lot to discuss, okay? I mean, a lot of people, especially when someone like me makes a living not only making YouTube videos, but, things like Patreon, things like right now with the new streaming that I do, where every day people are tipping and subbing and cheering. And when all that's going on, when someone says, oh, I'm getting engaged, immediately there's going to be people who are going to be critics and say, oh my God, well, how are you going to have a wedding? How are you asking for money now for a wedding? Are you out of your mind? Or, how did he even afford a ring or whatever when his income is based off of people basically pledging to him and stuff like that? We're going to talk about that in this video, or I'm going to answer your questions, because pretty much every misconception possible is a misconception, and it's pretty matter of fact and simple. All of this. And I think this video will clarify that. I'm not making a separate video about the engagement, because the bottom line is I think I could do it all in one video right now, and it won't take too long to get through it, honestly. And I didn't want to basically make a whole video about it and make it be a subject matter that I monetize and stuff like that. Like, I just watched WrestleMania last week, and the proposal of John Cena to Nikki Bella on WrestleMania, and I'm watching this and I'm like, this is not the point. Like, when you want to have a life union with someone, to blow it out of proportion and make it like an event at a fucking WrestleMania to be monetized and hyped is messed up, in my opinion, okay? So I'm going to talk about it literally in this video just to answer people's questions and speculation about it, and then we're going to move on to the schedule, all right? Plus, I got other news. Guess what? New Patreon goal is live. I've updated the current patrons for March. I've got a lot of info on that as well, and we'll get to that all in a moment. Teespring is back, so we'll talk about all this in a second, all right? But first, let's talk about the elephant in the room, all right? The bottom line is this, folks. Ever since Leanna and I moved across the country from Connecticut to Washington, we had always intended that we were going to eventually, get engaged and then long-term get married. But we wanted to move into a house together first, spend some time together first, make sure that, because we had never lived full time together before. We had always had like a week a month where she would come visit me in Connecticut, and then she'd go back to her home in Pennsylvania. And let's face it, the condo in Connecticut is far too small to have two people living in it. In particular now, think about it now. How on earth could the two of us ever live in that condo in Connecticut? I have my own business. She has her own business, right? Just that, there was no way we would have fit two businesses in this tiny little condo in Connecticut. So once we realized, when we moved across the country, we lived together, we got our own things going, then we were going to look towards the future, okay? And truth be told, folks, this is the God's honest truth. I've had the ring for a while. I had the ring for quite a long while. We've been having discussions about this for a while, that what we wanted to do was move to Washington, get settled into the home. Then what we wanted to do was take a trip to California, and while we were in California and doing things like see the Hollywood Walk of Fame, go to Universal Studios, check out Disneyland, at some point during that trip, I would propose to her. Like, this was the plan that we had had all along for this. And as you guys and gals know, sadly, life doesn't always work out like you plan it. Like, we have not been able to go on a trip at all because of all the financial difficulties that I've had. I just finished doing my taxes this week, okay? To give you guys and gals some perspective, because I posted this up on my Twitter, but I know a lot of people don't believe it. From the time when I moved to Washington to now, 3 years have passed. My income doing this job has declined by 40%. I'm only making 60% of what I was making when I moved out here. All right. Why? What happened? Well, you could run through the gamut of stuff. YouTube completely changing their algorithms on how videos get shown in related videos, so that my videos, which were shorter, got screwed over, while people who made longer videos and had longer engagement stats got prominence. That was one thing. Tons of false copyright strikes against my channels in the year of 2015, which forced me to delete all my pre-stream videos that had fan art and stuff in them because YouTube could not prevent them from getting copyright stricken even though I had set them to private. They were still getting hit with copyright strikes, which is preposterous, I know. I had to delete them, and when I deleted them, it drove my channel out of search rankings on YouTube completely. So DSP Gaming, that was making this much money, all of a sudden didn't show up in search rankings anymore, and this giant chunk of viewers who used to watch all my videos on DSP Gaming because they would see related videos, or they would see it through YouTube search, never found my videos ever again. So literally in the year 2015, my business went from being a big YouTube channel that a lot of gamers from all over the world watch the videos for new playthroughs of to, well, only the small hardcore fan base watch Phil's videos now because no one else could find my videos in YouTube search. It sucked. That was absolutely positively awful. The fact that happened, and it really did cripple the business. Now, last year, 2016, was a relatively good year, but halfway through the year, all of a sudden, YouTube changed their algorithm again, and all of a sudden, half my views weren't counting anymore. So I went from having like this many views to this many views within a month, with no explanation, and of course, YouTube didn't want to say that they changed anything, even though it was apparent that they did. And then, after all that going on, right, now we've got ad revenue on YouTube plummeting because YouTube's advertisers have pulled out because they're like, number one, you're putting our advertisements on videos that are racist or terrorist or things that we don't want our companies associated with. And number two, and quite honestly, I really do feel this is the underlying reason that the advertisers don't want to admit, is that they don't feel that their advertisements are effective. Because when you pay to get your advertisement on YouTube, your advertisement can end up on any kind of video. So let's say, for example, there's a YouTuber who's known for making gameplay videos, but primarily it's for younger audiences. It's stupid potty humor, it's scripted humor, it's dumb kitty shit. Do you want to see an Allstate car insurance ad on that video? No, because the common viewer of that is probably from the age range of 8 years old to maybe like 16. No one who's thinking about buying car insurance, yet that's the advertisement that's showing on that person's video. Of course, Allstate isn't selling any insurance because of that advertisement, and then it's just the straw that breaks the camel's back when you look at this and you're like, wow, my advertisement for my company are showing up on a video of a guy saying racist stuff or terrorist stuff for the entire video. Of course, the advertisers are going to pull out. So literally, from the year 2014 when I moved here to Washington, to now, my business has gone like this on YouTube, at least DSP Gaming has gone like this, and it's literally stuff that I couldn't control. It would be one thing if it was like, oh, well, I said something offensive and everyone got turned off and stopped watching, or I refused to change. It's the opposite. My videos, if anything, if you've been watching, have improved in quality on YouTube. Better sound quality, better visual quality, more paying attention to the game and doing directly what people were telling me to do to be successful on YouTube, and none of it has worked because of all the stuff that's fucked up that has happened to me in the past 3 years. So, only making 60% of what I used to when I moved here, that's why I'm in such dire financial straits, okay? And the bottom line is, literally, since we moved here, we were like, we're going to go to California, don't worry, we're going to make it work. And then the next thing would fucking happen and screw us over. I'm like, all right, don't worry, we're going to find a way to recover from this, we're going to make it work. And then the next thing would happen. And literally, it's just be a snowball effect of things that delay, to the point where we're like, I've had this ring sitting around, and what are we going to do? Are we going to wait forever? Because right now, I'll be honest with everyone, right now, the way things are looking good, meaning right now with the streaming, the changes that I've made, I'm making way more money on Twitch than I was before. The YouTube thing is much lower than it was making money on YouTube, but it looks like combining Twitch income with YouTube income should be enough to pay the bills coming up in the next few months. I'm nervous right now because April things are really tight, but come May, June, if things keep going as well as they're going on Twitch, then it looks like we should be okay, all right? But that being said, we're in no situation here where we can start planning trips, right? There's no way. We have no money. I mean, it would have to, again, be something that I put on a credit card. Forget it. So, that's why, a lot of people say, damn, doesn't Phil and Leanna, how long have they been together? 5 years. We actually started dating in early 2012. So, for 5 years, we've been dating, all right? And we really wanted to get engaged up until, for years. And literally all this stuff behind the scenes fucking me over with the business has prevented this from happening. Now, that's the thing. People don't realize, oh, Phil's just making shit up. And Phil, that's really not a negative impact on him. Those false copyright strikes didn't really affect him. They literally have fucked my life up to the point where I couldn't even get engaged to my longtime girlfriend because of it, okay? That's how messed up everything is. It's these people who think that it's funny to do this shit, and it is completely illegal, but because it's on the internet, and I can't get to them or have any kind of retribution or protection against me or a way to get back at them, it's fine, right? It's just a joke. It was a funny joke, right? And they'll try to justify it as well morally. Oh, well, it was because that month Phil promised he was going to make a fucking trailer for Project 7. He didn't do it, so he didn't come through, so therefore I'm just going to completely fuck his life over, destroy his ad or his revenue income with false copyright checks. It's all justified, right? Fucking fuck you. Seriously, because that's mental illness, that line of thinking. Oh, someone didn't come through on a Patron goal that they wanted to come through on, but it didn't work out. Let me completely destroy their life and their business. Wow, you're smart. Like, you really, really stuck it to me. No, what you did is you fucked my life over. And you put my life on hold for 3 fucking years here, where I've been trying to fucking be able to do things to advance my life, and I haven't been able to do it. All right, so congratulations, you scumbags of the earth. You were successful in basically fucking me over for a long time here. So it finally has gotten to the point, all right, where we're looking at our finances and we're like, well, things may turn around in 2017 now. I'm feeling positive. I'm doing better stuff on my streams. You know, Leanna is working at her job and still has her own business going. And we're like, at this point, there's no definitive time when we can look and say we're going to be able to go on a trip and do the big proposal like I wanted to. So we just did it. We were just like, enough. Enough is enough. How long are we going to wait? Because who knows? Literally every time when we were about to start planning this trip, something else would happen. And it would screw us over again. And we're like, how many times are we going to delay our life for this, right? So I proposed. She accepted. Great, right? Good news. Now, in regards to a wedding, it's not happening, at least no time soon at all. We're not even in any kind of planning stage for a wedding. We just wanted to get the engagement over with because we've been delaying it for so damn long. How can we possibly plan a wedding when I don't know if I'm going to have enough money to pay my bills this month? Not going to happen, okay? So the wedding, you know, I know some people, oh, Phil, we better start planning that wedding. No, not going to happen. And we're being logical adults about this. We've talked it out. We would love to get married right now. We can't. Not possible. And plus, it would be incredibly irresponsible because right now I'm in so much debt, right? I'm in so much debt right now. 2 mortgages, credit cards, business loans, all this shit. What if something were to happen to me? God forbid, you know, I'm in good health here. I don't think that anything's going to happen. I don't, you know, no lingering health problems or whatever. But who knows what could happen, right? What if I were to pass away right after we get married? How is she going to pay all that debt? It's impossible. That would be incredibly irresponsible and fucked up of us, or fucked up of me, to put that burden on her. So, no, there's no plan right now at all to get married anytime soon until I can get myself somehow out of this financial hole. So I'm hoping that things turn, you know, towards the positive. Right now, they are turning towards that way. So again, if you are someone who has pledged to my Patreon recently, or is a longtime pledgee, someone who watches my videos on YouTube, or in particular recently, those who have been coming to my daily streams on Twitch and cheering and tipping me and subbing, you are helping me turn this shit around. There's so many YouTubers right now coming out making videos saying, well, the YouTube party is over, folks, because ad revenue on YouTube has plummeted since all these advertisers pulled out. I can't do YouTube for a living anymore. I quit. I'm going to go do something else. All these YouTubers are coming out doing this, or they're saying pledge to their Patreon. At least me, I went to Twitch. I proactively have done changes. The changes are working. So thank you, thank you, thank you. You have no idea. I'm so hopeful for the future now that if we can keep this up, this level of people coming out and engaging and me doing this different kind of streaming every day, that hopefully it will grow. My channel will grow and I will have more people doing it, and exponentially, maybe by the end of this year, right? Maybe by the end of this year, if I could like have really increased attendance on the streams and increased amount of people who are doing this, I could actually make more money for once than I have been doing. So now I can start to pay down all this debt that I've accrued in the past 3 years when my income decreased by 40%. And maybe within the next couple of years, maybe if I'm out of the debt, or we're in a good sign, maybe I can refinance my house and put some of the debt into it, then maybe I can actually get married, all right? But there's no possible way that we can even think about it right now. Now, the last lingering question, the ring. Because everyone's posting, wow, congratulations, that ring looks great. One person said the ring looks like it cost over $1,000. And then, of course, you've got the assholes. Oh my God, if Phil had money for an engagement ring, that means he doesn't need anyone's money. He doesn't need Patreon. He doesn't need cheers or subs, or he's been lying all along. And therefore, everyone, fuck him. Let's all make these controversial videos about it on the internet slandering Phil. Fuck you yet again, because I'm so tired of the bullshit. I mean, you got to be a dumb, immature moron to say something like that. Like, how ignorant can you be? Number one, because I'm engaged doesn't mean that I'm spending money on a wedding, which I just said I can't do. Number two, are you a fucking ring maker? Do you know what I mean? I saw a picture on Phil's Instagram that he got engaged. I saw the ring. Man, that must be thousands of dollars. Wrong. That ring, guess what? It's a ring that Leanna and I picked out together. She actually knew there was no way possible that we could afford an expensive wedding ring, or excuse me, engagement ring. But she wanted to get engaged, so she looked online. Keep in mind, she's into artsy stuff. She's into Etsy. She's into all this other stuff. She looked up online. She found a lot of rings that she liked. She narrowed it down to a few selections, gave me the list, and I personally chose the one that I wanted to get for her, and it didn't cost a lot of money. Guess how much it cost? A couple $100, honestly. And that was it. And that was spent a long time ago as well. That was, like I said, I've had this ring for a while, lingering, hoping that things will turn around with the business so that we could go on this trip and I could propose in a big, nice, fancy way on a nice trip. Didn't happen, okay? And bottom line is, I'm tired. I'm fucking tired of putting my life on hold because people fucked me over, YouTube fucked me over, everyone fucked me over. At this point, I'm done. I'm gonna grab life by the fucking balls and push forward with positivity and doing things that I want to do. You know what I mean? Like, how long can you linger and wait and say, I'm just going to wait and wait and wait? Oh, look, another thing fucked me over. Well, I'll just wait and wait and wait. Forget it, man. You know? And you get fed up. So at a certain point, you're like, I can't wait anymore. So the good news is, Leanna and I are engaged. We are happy, right? Our life here are hoping that it will improve as our businesses improve. You know, she's working hard making money. I'm working hard making money. My business looks like it is going to turn around and start to increase now, which is good. And, you know, knock on wood, because for a month, the whole month of March, it did. Let's hope that it keeps on that trend, because if it stagnates or goes down now, I'm screwed. So knock on wood again. Thank you so much to those who are coming out on the streams and participating, to those who are pledging on Patreon. Those who are, by the way, Teespring as well, because I do want to say, this past week, I barely mentioned Teespring, and immediately Teespring sales plummeted. I reopened the store last weekend. I got a spike and then went into the crapper because I didn't add any new products or whatever. And that's on me. Me not having enough time or taking enough time to promote Teespring or talk about it. The shirts are awesome. I love the quality of the shirts. I've been wearing the shirts on my streams. If you haven't seen, this mug is from Teespring, and I make a significant amount of profit from every sale there. So please, if you haven't yet, check out Teespring. That's a way you can help. This is a way you can help. Watching the videos obviously is okay. Unfortunately, it's not the best way to support me anymore because YouTube ad revenue has fallen out. But coming to the streams and cheering and tipping and subbing, that's what's helping me, and that is tremendously positive. If I can keep this going, maybe, like I said, maybe in a year or two, if I can make my Twitch channel explode and I get a steady viewer base, an increased viewers of people who are doing this stuff, and maybe I can turn it around in 1 or 2 years, maybe we can get married. I'd love to, I want to, but I can't right now. It's just not feasible. It's not for the, doing it right now with the amount of debt in my name would be unfair to her, and we can't afford it. Okay, that's the God's honest truth on all of it. All right. So that's what happened today. Now it's out there, all the information you ever wanted. Let the slandering idiots who probably slandered me all day, making shit up about how I can't afford it and how could I buy the ring that was thousands of dollars. Let them all look fucking stupid as shit now, because that's all they are anyway. Drama queens who just want to spin shit negatively. Whatever. I'm not even going to talk about this kind of negative shit ever again. I'm just going to move forward now with the positivity like I've been doing recently. You notice recently I haven't been mentioning any of the negative shit that people say about me because I don't give a fuck. I'm just focusing on the streams every day, and I'm having so much fun doing it, man. Seriously, I'm having so much fun with these new streams and the new attitude that I just don't care about the negative shit around me anymore. And the bottom line is, when I see Twitch numbers going up, why should I be negative? And why should I even give a fuck about what one of these idiots says? I don't care anymore. So there you have it, folks. All right. Now let's talk about this week, because this week there's a lot of stuff. We've got continuing playthroughs. We've got a brand new playthrough. Sadly, it looks like we've got a playthrough that's probably going to end up going on hold against my will. All right. So let's talk. First of all, this past week, what have you seen? You've seen the premiere of Persona 5, which has been pretty good. People really are enjoying the game, watching me, the streams in particular. People are really liking it. YouTube videos are doing okay. They're not doing amazing, but they're not doing terrible. They're doing okay, which I kind of expected for a JRPG, let's be honest here. So that's good, right? I did return to Mass Effect Andromeda yesterday, and that is going to be added now to the rotation. So you're going to see more Mass Effect Andromeda, definitely more often after going on that 2-week hiatus. It's coming back, all right. Danganronpa went on hold and remains on hold. There's no way that I could play Danganronpa while I'm also playing Persona 5, but we're going to talk about that in a moment because it looks like Persona 5 won't be going on forever. And then this week, Yooka-Laylee is starting. Yooka-Laylee, the spiritual successor to Banjo-Kazooie, is releasing on Tuesday. And I am going to be streaming that, but I'm very curious to see how that's going to turn out. Will people actually turn out to a stream to watch me play a platformer like that? Or is it going to be something that people watch once and then it fizzles out and they're bored and they want me to go back to, say, Persona 5 or Mass Effect Andromeda? I'm very interested to see what happens with that, okay? So how is this week going to go? Here we go. Let me explain. Tomorrow, I'm doing 2 gameplay streams, all right? One at 11 a.m. Pacific time, one at 7 p.m. Pacific time, excuse me. What are they going to be? You decide. Right now on my Twitter, posted up on my profile is a poll. Either Mass Effect Andromeda or Persona 5. Whatever you vote for the most will be the first stream. Whatever loses the poll will be the second stream. So you'll get both games tomorrow, but the order is dependent on what you vote, okay? Tuesday, I'm going to be playing Yooka-Laylee all day. It's the new release. I want to kind of immerse myself in it and see how far I can get it. Thank God I actually played Banjo-Kazooie last year because I had no, actual experience with the franchise until I did that last year. So that's awesome that the patrons voted for that as a playthrough last year. So, Yooka-Laylee all day Tuesday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday will be directly dependent on the feedback that I receive from my viewing audience. If people are like, man, I really like Yooka-Laylee, keep it going, we'll do that. If people are like, man, I really wish Phil would go back to Persona 5, or man, what happened to Mass Effect Andromeda, I'll go back to those. I'll balance the days, because I am going to be doing double streams, okay, all week. So this week will be an insane amount of new gameplay for you, insane amount of streaming for you. So if you're into the new style and you're liking the new gameplay that I'm doing and the way that it's interactive with the streams and you're liking it, good news. Or if you're into new games, you want to see me play the hot new games, good news. This whole week is dedicated to it, all right? So it's going to be an awesome week, all new stuff all week long, okay? In regards to a few things. Number one, Persona 5. If you're not aware, I wasn't even aware of this last week. Now I'm aware of it. Atlus will not allow anyone to play Persona 5 on stream or in an on-demand video on YouTube past July 7th in-game. So what I mean by that is the days go by in the game. It's actually a calendar each day. Once you hit July 7th, you're not allowed to record or stream ever past that point. If you are, Atlus has said they will come and copyright strike you and content ID you and shut you down, basically. They don't want the game spoiled past that point. At least, that's what they said this last week. Now, who knows how that will change? Maybe they'll have a change of heart, and within a month they'll say, okay, well, now the game's out in a month, and most people have gotten past that point. Now you can go past that point in a stream or Let's Play. But as of right now, I have to abide by their criteria, folks. I want to keep playing Persona 5. I'm personally loving Persona 5. I think it actually is going to end up being better than all the other Persona games that I've played. But I can't risk getting my channels shut down. I can't have DSP Gaming and my Twitch channel Dark Side Phil shut down because I'm dying to play more Persona 5. And the bottom line is, I've got way more other games to get to. People are dying to see me go back to Danganronpa, so I can easily just go back to that and say, sorry, Persona, if your publisher is fucking dumb as shit and they won't allow people to keep going and playing it, I can't keep going. And what's going to end up happening, I get the feeling, is that later this week, I'm probably going to end up reaching that point in the game, and sadly, Persona 5 is going to go on indefinite hold until Atlus gets their head out of their fucking ass, understands how internet culture works in 2017, and allows people to continue streaming and playing the game. So, it's out of my hands, folks. I will play Persona 5 as long as I can, but as soon as we hit that date in game, there's nothing I can do. My hands are tied, and FYI, the last session, I'm on, I think, May 27th or 28th, so literally I've got 4 to 5 weeks left in the game there, which could go by in 1 to 2 sessions, and then that's it. So, sadly, as good as the Persona 5 is, as good of a playthrough it's been, I'm not going to be able to finish the game anytime soon because of these limitations, alright? So what I'm really expecting to happen this week, honestly, I'm probably going to end up playing Persona 5 1 or 2, if not 3 sessions, and may even get to that point, and that's going to go on hold. I'm going to be playing a lot of Yooka-Laylee. Alright, I'm going to be balancing that later in the week, probably with Mass Effect Andromeda, and then once Persona 5 goes on hold, I'll probably try to squeeze in Danganronpa again, okay? Now, there are no major releases again until the end of the month. Outlast 2 comes out, alright? There is Guardians of the Galaxy from Telltale Games that's coming out next week, but that's an episodic game, and as you know, those episodes are, 90 minutes long? So that'll be one short session, and that's it. That's not going to be a big deal. So it looks like all this week and all next week, the focus will be Persona 5, Yooka-Laylee, Mass Effect Andromeda, and once I do get to the point I can't progress in Persona 5, bringing Danganronpa back into the mix until finally Outlast 2 releases at the end of the month, alright? Now, There's a few other things going on this month I want to address. Ask the King will be returning. Right now, Ask the King is tentatively scheduled for Thursday, April 20th. All right? So you got to post up your questions. If you want to be in on this episode of Ask the King, post them up on the kingofhate.com forums. They're already there. If you've been a patron of mine for the last 2 months and you pledged, I believe that the goal is $20 or more, you're eligible to get your question answered for sure on the show. And you should either have access already, or tonight, I sent PMs out to all of the March patrons who pledged to my Patreon, okay? Private messages on the website at patreon.com. So check your inboxes. Send me your information. I need your information so I can process your forum upgrade so that you can post up your questions in time for April 20th, okay? In addition to that, March patrons will be participating in an upcoming Twitch and Chill event. It's patron exclusive. People who pledged $5 or more in March are going to get in and be able to play Jackbox Party Pack with me. And the games are going to include Quiplash, Fibbage, Trivia Murder Party, and Guespionage. So if you're interested, if you pledged, and I just put up the thread on the forums, you should have access to it. If you do not have access to it, you would have gotten a PM from me tonight on Patreon. Please respond with your information so I can get you upgraded, because I need you to start posting up your information, like your Twitch name and, what games you want to play, etc. Because what I'm going to do is make a schedule and say, okay, I got 30 people who want to participate. I'll divvy it up because this person wants to play this game, this person wants to play this game, and I'll see. There might even be opportunity that some people can play twice or 3 times during the course of this marathon event. When is that event taking place? I'm not sure yet. I'd like to say the final weekend of April, so tentatively April 29th or 30th. All right, we'll see how it goes, but that's tentatively what I'm looking at for kind of an estimate for when that event will take place, okay? Great. Also, ladies and gentlemen, we've got the upcoming Worst Games Ever marathon event. I know there's a lot of these events coming up, big events coming up. The Worst Games Ever marathon is going to take place. I'm now thinking it probably makes more sense to do it the first week of May, because there are no new releases that week that I've seen. Now I have to update my gaming schedule, and that's actually something I'm planning on doing this month, is doing a gaming schedule update vlog for this channel. So I'll let you know when that's done. But right now, May is looking like a pretty empty month outside of Injustice 2 and maybe 1 or 2 odds and ends. So I'm thinking I probably will do that marathon Worst Games Ever the first week of May. As of me filming this video, I haven't even had a chance to look at the results of the poll. The poll is closed, but I will reveal those results shortly. Maybe even tonight I'll post it up on social media. Who knows? And so that event will happen. I just need to have time to schedule it in. And I don't want to say, promise you right now the date, and then I get stuck in these other playthroughs this month. It is definitely happening. I just want to do it on a week that makes sense. Okay? So let's see. Let's play it by ear. But that event is coming up as well. All right? So tons of fun patron-themed events coming up. Speaking of Patreon, guess what? I updated the new monthly goal for the month of April, and guess what it is? I think you're going to like this. The return of the Patron's Choice Marathon. Or excuse me, the Patron's Choice Playthrough. Misspoke. Now you might say, but wait a minute, Phil. You're already doing a Patron's Choice playthrough. It's Danganronpa, right? Yes, but if you're not aware, I'm at chapter 5 of 6 in that game, and people are saying maybe 2-3 more sessions, I'll be done with it. So we'll be able to move on, which means if you pledge $5 or more this month to my Patreon, all right? Maybe a lot of you didn't pledge the last few months because you didn't like the goals or the perks or whatever. I understand. If you come on back and pledge $5 or more this month, during May, you're going to be nominating and then voting on the next big game that's going to become a playthrough. Now, I didn't know what the hell Danganronpa was, and now that I'm playing the game, I really like it, and there is a cult following of people who are like, this is one of the best playthroughs you've done in years because you're doing it offline. It's like the old style videos, but with higher quality now, and it's a narrative based, so it's cool seeing your reactions to the story. I've gotten messages, I'm not even lying, dozens of people have messaged me and said, Phil, I didn't even know what the hell Danganronpa was. Then you started playing it, and I ran out and bought it immediately. I love it. I love this series. Thank you for turning me on to it. No, it's the opposite. Thank you, the patrons and viewers, for turning me on to the series, because I didn't even know it existed. That's why this awesome Patron's Choice playthrough event is so good, because you can actually create exposure to me of a franchise I never heard of, and then in turn people watch, and they get exposed to it. Okay? So, awesome event for this month. Please, if you pledge $5 or more, you get in on it. In May, you'll be nominating and voting, and what I'm hoping is sometime in June, we'll start up that playthrough. That way, it gives me time, just in case I didn't finish Danganronpa by the end of April. It'll give me all of May to finish up Danganronpa, no problem, and I'll be able to even maybe do like a video about what I thought about Danganronpa for KO Gaming and stuff like that. So yeah, please consider pledging if you haven't, all right? Speaking of KO Gaming, I know KO Gaming has been incredibly dead. It's because, as you see, I'm immersed in intensely long games recently. Zelda was incredibly long. It took me all March to beat it, finally beat it, so then I did a review for KO Gaming. Mass Effect Andromeda is an incredibly long game. Persona 5 is an incredibly long game, right? Yooka-Laylee, everyone's saying, is around 20 hours long. That's actually not too bad for a platformer. I think you see my point, though. It's not like I'm playing any short games where I can do a video about them. It just hasn't happened. So I've been playing so much gameplay and so many streams and everything. I just haven't had time to work on KO Gaming. What I'm hoping within the next few weeks, as I am playing fewer games and I start to finish up with games, for example, when I do finish Persona 5 and I get to that July 7th date, I am going to make a video, a special video for KO Gaming, where I explain what I thought about the game up to that point. Okay, so that's cool, right? I think that's something that people will really enjoy. So there is stuff coming up for KO Gaming, but I'm going to be very honest with everyone here. Right now, the whole YouTube thing, it really is kind of the end for YouTube. And what I mean for that is, to make full-time living on YouTube, you now have to make millions and millions and millions of views a month. Right now, amongst my channels, I make roughly between 1 to 2 million views a month. You have to make like 10 million or more in order to make a living on YouTube right now. It's true, because the ad revenue literally was halved starting in February. So for me to make a giant focus and say, well, I'm not going to do any streaming tonight or tomorrow or the next day because I'm going to start making video series for KO Gaming, when I'm going to make a couple bucks per video on KO Gaming, versus I can actually do streams where people are going to come out and participate, and it's going to be more financially feasible for me to keep doing this for a living. I'm just going to play more games and stream. And, I know that's kind of matter of fact, but that's just the bottom line, is YouTube fucked up. YouTube, Google, they fucked up. They completely fucked over their business, and it's the YouTubers and the content creators who are paying for it. And I'm not going to allow my 8+ years of history making videos and playing games and sharing those experiences with you die because of the choices and the way that they ran their fucking business horribly and ran it into the fucking ground, which I've been talking about for years. But everyone wants to say, oh, it's just you, Phil. Now it ain't just me anymore. Now everyone sees that I was fucking right all these years. I'm not going to let it happen. So if that means I have to focus on Twitch more, that's what it means. And if it means that KO Gaming is going to be not have a lot of videos on it, and every once in a while I'll put out a good first impressions or a review, that's what it's going to be. And there's nothing I can do about it, folks. That's kind of the matter-of-fact issue here. If I'm going to get out of this financial rut and I'm going to keep doing this for a job, that's what I have to do. Okay? Fair enough? All right. So I think I've now officially covered every possible thing. I covered Patreon, all the Patreon events coming up, the new goal for this month. I covered the schedule for this week, the new release for this week, and I covered my engagement. I think I've now hit upon all of the damned topics I wanted to talk about in this video. As you see, it's been a very long video. Thank you for watching. And again, one final huge thank you for those who've been there all these years, right? Thank you for those who now are adapting to the changes I've had to make for me to keep things afloat. Thank you. In particular, Teespring, Patreon, and daily on Twitch, those who are showing up for the streams, cheering, subbing, and tipping me. You guys are saving my life, basically, and allowing me to keep doing this as a job and not fall into financial ruin. I'm so appreciative of it. Things are looking good. If we can keep this up and keep it growing, things could turn around this year. And you know what I mean? Not only would the business improve and things be better, but maybe my personal life, like I said, hint, hint, getting engaged, getting married, that kind of stuff, I can start looking at that again. But right now, it's out of the question with the way things are going. All right, folks? All right. Thank you very much for watching. Without further ado, thank you to the following March patrons who made the upcoming Twitch and Chill private patron event possible. I think it's going to be a fun one. Thank you, everyone. As always, I'll see you tomorrow for 2 gameplay streams. Peace out. Have a good night. I'll see you then.